You think your dog would show it clearly if something was wrong, but most dogs do the opposite and hide it. And that is why most owners miss the early signs, because nothing looks obvious at first. Your dog does not suddenly become unhappy. It builds slowly in small signals, and if you miss those signals, the behavior gets louder later. Let us start with something simple. Your dog looks away when you call them. They are not ignoring you. They are avoiding you. You will see this when they turn their head slightly or glance and then look somewhere else. Most people think their dog is distracted, but this is often discomfort. Another sign your dog stops coming as quickly, and you will notice a slight hesitation, even for a second, and that hesitation matters more than most people realize. It is the difference between willingness and pressure, and that is where the change begins. Now watch what happens when you reach out to pet them. They do not move towards you and they stay still, or they shift slightly away just enough to create space. That is not random movement, that is a boundary, and your dog is trying to communicate it quietly because they are avoiding conflict rather than confronting it. Now look at their body when you are near and ask yourself if it is loose or slightly stiff. A stiff body is not always aggression. It is often discomfort. You will notice it in small ways like less movement and less natural relaxation. And once you see it, you will notice it more often. Now pay attention to their tail because it might still wag, but not the same way. Short, tight, less relaxed movement tells a different story. Most people see a wag and assume happiness, but the type of wag matters. And that is where many signals get misread. Now watch their ears when you approach. Do they pull back slightly? Not flat, just slightly back, which signals uncertainty. That is not fear, but it is also not comfort. And that distinction matters because your dog is somewhere in between. Now look at their eyes because soft eyes look relaxed, while tense eyes look focused. You may notice less blinking, more staring, or quick glances away. That is your dog managing the situation rather than enjoying it, and that difference is easy to miss. Another sign your dog moves away more often, not running, but quietly repositioning. They may leave the room or simply settle further away. That is not independence, that is space-seeking, and it tells you something is off, even if everything else looks normal. Now think about how your dog reacts when you correct them. Do they shut down quickly or stay engaged? A dog that disengages fast is not learning, they are avoiding. You will see less eye contact, less responsiveness, and less willingness overall. That is not stubbornness, it is emotional withdrawal. Now look at play. Does your dog still initiate it or only respond when you start? A drop in initiation matters because motivation is changing. Now pay attention to their energy level. Not hyper, not calm, but flat. That neutral low energy state is often overlooked. Your dog is present but not engaged. And that is not relaxation, it is disconnection. And that is a critical difference. Now watch how your dog settles near you. Do they lean in or settle just out of reach? That small distance tells you how comfortable they really feel. Another sign your dog stops following you is closely. They still follow but with more distance. That is a shift and it is not random. Now think about routine. Your dog used to respond quickly, and now they are slower. That change is a signal, even if everything else looks the same. Most owners wait for big behavior like growling, snapping, or clear avoidance, but by then the signal has been building for a long time. Your dog always communicates early, just quietly through small shifts in behavior, and those small shifts are early warnings. The earlier you notice them, the easier it is to fix the situation because nothing here happens suddenly. This is not about blame. It is about awareness and observation. Once you notice these signs, you start to understand your dog differently. You stop forcing interaction and start reading their response more carefully. And that is when your dog begins to relax again, because they feel understood rather than pressured. And that changes their behavior quickly. So watch closely. Not for big reactions, but for small changes in behavior, because those small changes are where everything starts. And once you see them, you will never miss them again.